uncomfortable because I wanted to be free. There was all these parameters. And so with those parameters, I started to feel like, in a cocoon, like I want to just bust free. I want to travel. I want to take this damn mask off and breathe regular air. And it's just some cases you can, some cases you can, but finding the areas where I could was amazing. And I learned to appreciate that more than really focusing on what I wasn't able to do or what the limitations were.
I have a question, because you mentioned getting a coach, right? What made you decide to get a coach and pursue this endeavor?
Okay, so I heard you guys talking earlier about basketball. And it's just the same premise. If you want to be good at something, you get someone to help you and assist you in that lane. And so I have been fortunate to have the opportunity to have a coach. I was invited to a program, and I didn't know I knew what coaching was with basketball and sports, but I didn't know that people would help you through your life. And so I was exposed to that, and I really liked it. And I said, well, let me get a coach. Let me figure out, how this thing works, because I got friends, but they ain't coaches. So I hired my first coach about 4 years ago. And the idea was, as I wanted to be a coach. I give free advice. My friends call me, they want to know what I think, and I give unsolicited advice at the umpteen times with people who don't even ask. And so now that I've heard about this coach thing, my idea was to get one, see what the customer experience is with that. And that was exponential for me to have someone that only focuses on your objective and not your emotional stuff, in the sense of, girl, what happened today? No, it's like, did what happened today cause you to not do what you said you were going to do today? So it kind of hones in on focusing on your objectives. And up until then, never knew that existed. So once I realized it existed, I use it very often. And I became a certified life coach as well, so that I could help people focus, hone in, and achieve the things that they want to achieve on the health and wellness side. So yeah, coaching, amazing. The idea that someone will just focus on what you determine your exponential people and myself forward.
So here's the deal. I pretty much have a cheat sheet. Okay. I pretty much know all three of you guys fairly well at different levels of life, right? And so I knew the 18-year-old Taundrea walking on campus with the baggy jeans, real cool, right? And really the same person that you're saying that the same person you are now is the same person you were then, right? Mm-hmm. So and that person then was cool, carefree. I don't give a damn what you think about me. I'm good, right? So for me to have a conversation with you to be talking about the stresses and being, under constraints and stuff like that. And of course, everybody, between 18 years ago, 20 years ago and now, everybody's had different experiences that's then put other blocks up, right? So I guess my question is, because I'm almost certain that you're not just talking from a COVID standpoint, right? There are things that have happened in between, many years ago into today, even many years ago, even to pre-COVID, that put you into the mindset that I just need to, I can help some people, right?
Yeah. So yeah, there are some things.
So I'm gonna get nosy. And ask you for one. And the reason why I'm asking is because
get your hands out her pocket.
And so here's the deal. Here's the deal. The one thing. So here's the deal. I know if I call Taundrea, she's gonna pick the phone up. Okay. And if I ask Taundrea a question on the phone, she's gonna answer the question. So it's not necessarily for me. It's somebody out there that may be looking at this video now that you might be able to help. You see what I'm saying? Because you can help me all day. But if right now we can reach 20 million people in about 10 seconds. So I'm not going to actually get too personal, but I am going to ask you, is there one particular, and the reason why I say pre-COVID is because I don't want people looking at what we're doing right now and taking what you're saying and saying her development is all about is developing from COVID. No, you're bigger than COVID.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and that's kind of why I'm asking. That's why I'm being a little nosy right now.
Oh, no problem. So, yes, it is pre-COVID. It's a culmination of my entire life. But where I kind of will give you some insight is, yeah, Tuskegee, freshman, loving Tuskegee. I'm from Massachusetts. I went to school in Alabama. Very different, environmentally different, socially different. I think they call me white girl. I'm pretty brown, but white girl because of the Yankee girl, because of how I talked. And Tuskegee gave me the realization that the bubble that I thought I existed in didn't really exist to other people. The idea that I talked a certain way, walked a certain way, act a certain way didn't really exist until I left my environment and came to a totally different environment. And so that was one key thing, was just the recognition and awareness that what I thought was common was not necessarily common amongst all Black people, much less all people, but now I thought all Black people thought the same. So that realization was one major one that happened, but there was an outside entity that happened. While I was at Tuskegee, I think I was in 12 car accidents. Starting my freshman year, going home to tell my parents I'm going to kick it in Atlanta for the summer without no job and no money. And so I got hit by an 18-wheeler, and you might be able to see it. I busted through the windshield, and my neck, I couldn't see, couldn't think straight, and my face was all jacked up. And the idea from my parents was, well, why would you go back to school? You need to stay home and, get things together. We need to make sure you're healthy. And all I kept thinking was, I can't stay here. I left here for a reason. Like, I cannot